Okay, and welcome back, everyone, to Friday Night D&D. We're back again. This is session 4 of Menace from Beyond. Today's record date is April 4th. It is a Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Man, let's just jump right into it. Last time we played, we had a bit of a cliffhanger on our hands here. Eloise and Leonidas had let's see. Let's put it this way. They encountered a few enemies after leaving the tavern. They decided that they were going to head into the woods. Finally, they packed up for a couple of days, and that was when, during that evening, all hell broke loose. The villagers started sounding the alarm bell. Eloise and Leonidas woke up. They ran outside, and they were surrounded by 4 unnamed enemies. Now, if you're looking at the screen and you know anything about D&D, you probably know what those are. But for those of you out there that are unaware of what these enemies are, I'm going to keep them unnamed, okay? But if you know, you know. We'll do that. And it's been a heck of a fight. Eloise and Leonidas downed 1 enemy out of 4, but unfortunately, Eloise was knocked unconscious. Leonidas, being a paladin, was able to use his lay on hands ability, which can only be used once every long rest, so he does not have the ability to use lay on hands again. Brought her back up, and after another round of combat, she got knocked down again. One of these guys had crit her, I believe, so she fell down pretty hard. And then Leonidas got slapped around quite a bit. So Eloise is down, 3 enemies are up, and Leonidas has 5 hit points left. So, and that's kind of where we left it. Enemy number 2 had hit Eloise, and we still have enemy number 3, number 3 and 4, and Leonidas is the only one up. So, this might be a really quick session, folks. A really quick session. My name's Joe. This is the Paladin's Tavern. I welcome you all, and I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I got my beautiful wife here on Discord with me. Say hi, honey.
Hello, everybody.
So I guess the big question is, if we're able to kind of squeak this out, what are we? If we're unable to squeak this out, what are we going to do?
First, we're going to cry.
First, we're going to cry.
It's really hard to lose a character. For those of you out there who play D&D, you know you really get attached to your darlings, and it's going to be really hard for me personally if Eloise kicks it. But
yeah,
I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. So the stage is set. we're going to jump right into it. All right. So again, this could be Leonidas has 5 hit points left, and these particular creatures, I think they have a bite and 2 claw attacks. So each one of them gets 3 bites at the apple here.
Wait, meaning they have not just those 3 available attacks, like they literally have a triple attack each turn?
Each turn they have a triple attack. Yeah, they have a bite. So they multi-attack. Okay, these enemies make 3 attacks, 1 with its bite and 2 with its claws. And each bite and each claw attack has a +4 to hit. So that means you add 4 to their d20.
Well, shoot.
Yeah, shoot me. And 2 of them are left to go. So this isn't looking good at all. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. Maybe we get lucky. Excuse me. Leonidas does have a rather high armor class for a level 2 character. He's got level 18 armor class. So, you know. And that's without a shield. Wait a minute. That doesn't sound right. Yeah. That's without a shield. What do I do? Put plate armor on him? No, he's got a shield. Okay. Glad we cleared that up. What's up, Ty? Well, it was an adventure, he says. All right, so let's figure this out. We're rolling 1 d20 plus 4. And just get my dungeon notes here. Okay, now who is next? So we've got enemy number 3 and then enemy number 4. All right, so that's the first roll. That's the bite. Oh, wait a second. I didn't do the command. I didn't do /roll. There we are. That should be it. Okay, that's the bite. Bite misses. Claw 1. Wait. Yeah, the bite misses. Claw 1 misses. And claw number 2 misses. Okay.
Can we just talk for a second about how you miss trying to bite somebody? I'm trying to picture this in my head. What does he like trip on his way over and like his teeth kind of like graze Leonidas or something?
Well, I'll tell you, as a police officer, I can lend some insight in this. I've had many people try and bite me, and what it usually takes the form of is I'm going to grab your arm. Oop, I missed it. I can't grab your arm. Or I got your arm, and now I'm lunging with my teeth to bite into your forearm, and I'm literally either pulling my arm away or grabbing the person by the throat and pushing them away, and so that's how you can miss with a bite.
Gotcha. So basically, Leonidas blocked it somehow.
I mean, look, it could. So what ends up happening is the enemy number 3 goes lunging into Leonidas with his bite, and Leonidas kind of ducks out of the way a little bit, and then a few claws coming at him, and Leonidas swerves once, swerves twice, so I don't want to add any grappling effects here, simply because that is a mechanic in the game. What happens if someone gets grappled, but yeah, I mean that's generally what it could look like.
I was just curious that the language of it fell oddly on my ears. Like he tried to bite him but missed.
Yeah.
Like a punch, I understand missing, but how do you miss a bite?
You missed your bite attack.
He didn't get to connect with his bite.
Right. Teeth missed. Maybe he bit his tongue. Okay. Enemy number 4 is going. Here comes the bite. Oh my gosh. All right, the bite's a hit, and it's a crit on top of it. All right, let's see about the claw. Claw 1's a miss, and claw number 2 is a hit as well. Correct. So we've got a bite, that's a crit, and a claw, that's also a hit. I'm not seeing how this is going to be less than 5 hit points. All right. Let's see these particular creatures.
Listen to the dice. Don't make any assumptions. Listen to the dice.
Yeah, it's a 1d4 plus 2 on the bite and the claw. So tie, of course it critted. So we're gonna roll 1d4 plus 2. All right, now this is going to be the crit. Okay, so we take this and we multiply it by 2. Okay, that's it, man. Leonidas is done. That ended up being a 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and then here's the other claw. Again, that's wow. That's another 4 damage on that. So 12 damage in total. Leonidas is down, my friends. Leonidas is down. And without anyone around to recover, it looks like it's going to be it for our intrepid heroes. Poor Leonidas, he didn't make it out. Hold on.
Wait a second, but don't we do the death rolls?
Well, unfortunately, there's no one else in the party. So even though we would do our death saving throws, we're out. We're knocked prone, and these enemies have the ability to do whatever with our unconscious bodies, and no one is here to save us.
Ah.
Right. Okay. So, we're going to switch gears for a second here. While I do something with the tabletop. And, so let's... Yeah, Ty, rest in peace, party. I know. Okay. All right, so Jenny, your thoughts on stuff. What are your thoughts going on here right now?
I'm really disappointed. I think, to be humble about it, I didn't understand that if Leonidas dropped, then that meant that we like, I think I was more thinking of like, okay, Leonidas is still up, and even if he goes down, we'll do our death throws. But you're right that the enemies could down us while we're unconscious. So
yeah, the main issue here is that there's no one to save them. That's really, you know, if there was another like, you know, party member or group, like obviously we would go to them and be like, all right, so, you know, what are you going to do in light of this? But there isn't. All right, so I'm setting up the board here for what happens in this instance. And give me a few moments here. Okay. All right. Eloise and Leonidas are down. And just as they fall, the villagers start to shake and shudder. Their will now broken. They thought that these heroes would be able to save them from this attack. They start to drop their pitchforks and farming tools, and they start to scatter out of the town as these enemies begin to pick up the bodies of Eloise and Leonidas and start to head into the forest, while others start coming out of the forest. Now, just give me a moment on this one. More of these enemies start coming out of the forest as well, and this village now is starting to get raided. And it doesn't look like any of the villagers are going to survive the night, as an army of these enemies begin to pour out from the forest. Again, the bodies of Eloise and Leonidas being carried away into the forest. Looks like enemy number 2 overpopulated himself. Sorry for the goofiness on that one. Then suddenly, just as the villagers are starting to make their way into their homes and lock their doors, they notice that above the mountaintops, the dawn sun is rising, and a loud horn over the river could be heard. And a commanding voice, clear as the dawn, shouts, "Make safe the village!" As an army begins filtering its way over the covered bridge, I should say over the bridge rather, into River Bend Hollow on horseback. One in particular, clearly the captain of this company, he begins shouting orders as they start making their way into the village. Shouting, "Left flank! Secure the border around the forest! Right flank! Follow my banner down the center! Charge!" And these soldiers begin following these orders, and they make a protective border using their horses to split the insurgent enemies, as the other group, following the captain of this company, start to move their way throughout the village and encircling the other enemies, riding them down with their horses and destroying them. Those that were the soldiers that were heading toward the forest killed some of the enemy insurgents coming out of the forest, and drove most of them out back into the forest. Drove them back into the forest. So they killed some. They drove many back in. And those that were in the town were destroyed. The bodies of Eloise and Leonidas are presumed dead and the enemy has carried them with them into the forest.
What? No. That's awful.
The captain of the company is named Captain Rygar. Stands in the center of the village, and some villagers approach him as he's receiving reports from his men. Captain Rygar, the enemies have been pushed back inside the forest. Very well, he says. We'll hold here until we've got further orders from the king. A village approaches Captain Rygar and says, the All-Father has blessed you, sir. Thank you so much for saving our village. But two of our friends were fighting these creatures, and they fell in battle, and they've been taken into the forest. Captain Rygar gets off his horse and looks at him and says, we'll do our best to recover your friends. First, we're going to make your village safe. Then, we'll lead an expedition inside the forest, and if they're alive, we'll get them back. And with that, folks, that is the end of our 4th session. Next week, we'll be back with session number 5 of the same campaign. But this time, Jenny and I are going to be with different characters.
The horn of Helm Hammerhand shall sound in the deep.
One last
One
time.
last time. Yes!
Let's let this play out.
Let this be the hour when we draw swords together. Fell deeds awake. Now for wrath, now for ruin, and the red dawn.
Yes, yes. Starting next week, I'm going to be playing Captain Rygar. And Jenny is going to be playing a different character as well. Do you know anything about your character yet, hon?
No, I don't. I think I have a name that I like. But that's it. It's going to be a woman. And her name's going to be Adeline. And beyond that, I'm thinking she's going to be kind of feisty, because I feel like rolling a feisty character.
That sounds good. All right, so there we have it, folks. I know it was a short stream today, but we've got a lot to look forward to next week. So what we're going to be doing this week is we're going to be putting together our character sheets, and then next week we'll be going live with more of the story. And so now not only is the mission to save Riverbend Hollow, but now it's also to hopefully reclaim Eloise and Leonidas, dead or alive. So hopefully you've enjoyed these last 4 sessions, and I hope to see everyone back here for session number 5. Right? All right. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.